Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. This is all about palm muting for the beginner. So first I'm going to show you the actual technique of palm muting, and then I'm going to show you a cool way to use it. You can start using this today in any song, so it creates a really cool dynamic when you're playing. With palm muting, you can use a pick, you can use your index fingernail. I'm going to be using a medium to heavy gauged pick. I like that because I feel like I have more control over the sound. And if you use something that is a light gauged pick, I just feel like it's a little bit flexible and it just sounds a little muffled. And so if you have something that's a little bit harder, I feel like you can really control the dynamic. You can make things louder and softer just a little bit more easily than if you had just kind of a thin gauged pick. That's my personal opinion though. I'm taking my pick and I'm putting it between my thumb and my forefinger or index finger. And then I'm going to take this portion of my palm right here and I'm going to place it more so toward the bridge. If you place it over the sound hole, I feel like you don't get as much sound as you could if you place it more so toward the bridge. I feel like you want the string to vibrate a little when you strum, but you don't want the vibration to be so muffled that you can't hear the actual chord ring out. I feel like you get a little bit more if you bring it more so toward the bridge, okay? So we take this portion of our palm, put it on top of the strings here, and then you see my hand is more so at an angle. That leaves me some nice range of motion to be able to take my pick and strum my strings. And as we strum down, I tell my students to only focus on 2 or 3 strings when they're palm muting. And so they don't have to feel like, oh my goodness, I have to have this full range of motion when I'm strumming and I have to concentrate on all of my strings. I'm only going to focus on 2 or 3. And if I'm going to use a G chord like this, you can use this G. I've seen G done this way. It doesn't matter to me, just whatever you'd like to do. But if I'm using this G, I'm going to focus on the lowest notes of the chord. So I'm going to choose strings 6, 5, and 4. Like that. So I have my palm gently on the strings toward the bridge, and as I strum down lightly, I'm going to focus on these 3 strings. You should hear a chug, 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 chug. So as I was strumming, this portion of my palm remained in contact with the strings. Now, the reason why I'm choosing these 3 strings right here, because I'm holding a G chord like this, I'm choosing the 3 lowest notes of the chord. So I have a video on how to finger pick any song on the guitar, and I talk about the root note of your chord. But if I have a C chord, I would focus on maybe these 2 strings, these 3 strings, like that. And you see my thumb is curled over, muting this string. So if I do pluck it, if I do strum it, then, all you hear is you just hear something percussive rather than a note. Well, what about a D chord? So the D chord, the root note is the open D string right here. So I would focus more so on that string, and then with the D string and the G string. So you're going to have to play around with it a little bit. I mean, every song is different and every song has a different feel. So it really depends upon like what chords you're using, what chord voicings you're using, the tempo of the song. Really play around with it and just see which strings you want to concentrate on just to create the effect that you want. Okay, now we're going to add some accents. And this is something that is used all the time, and especially in Ed Sheeran songs. I have one on Photograph. Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes. So I'm still just strumming down, but now I'm adding an emphasis on certain counts. I'm adding an emphasis on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I have my G chord, and I'm going to be adding the emphasis on the count 1, the and of 2 and count 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the rest are going to be just a little bit more quiet. So I have down, 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 down. Yeah? If you're looking for actual tutorials that feature palm muting, I'm going to put that in the cards all around me. I have lots of different lessons, voice lessons, ukulele, and guitar. And so I'm going to put the palm muting ones in a playlist somewhere around here, and then you can use this within a context. Or what you can do is that you can take a song that you already know, experiment with palm muting, try palm muting for the verse, and then using a strumming pattern for the chorus, and then go back into palm muting. Or maybe it's strumming throughout the entire song, and then for the bridge, bring it down with palm muting. Yeah? So experiment with it. See what you like. You ultimately, as a musician, you're experimenting with things because you want to express your own voice. That's the really cool thing about guitar, is that you learn what somebody else is doing and then you make it your own. All right? So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if there's another technique that you would like to learn that I could help you with. Bye. Hi, sweetie. Good morning. How are you? Good. You look pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good.
Good. You have a good sleep?